What's happening? Welcome back to GC Development, man. And I'm your boy, Adrian Taylor. We're back at it again, man. And today we're gonna talk about why is Spanish so hard to understand. But before we get started, man, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video because ultimately it helps the channel grow. And we're growing, man. I want to thank you guys for getting me over the 1,000 subscriber hump. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's a milestone for me. I know it's huger channels out there that y'all could follow and get content with, grow with, but you decided to choose me and give me a follow. So I appreciate that. So make sure y'all sharing it with your friends. Make sure y'all join the community if you're trying to learn, Spanish, and also people that's trying to learn English. We would love to have, people come in as well to help give us some insight on Spanish, and we could do the same thing. We could do a language exchange, a real language exchange, because I'll be trying to figure that piece out. Sometimes it'd be a little hard. Anyways, man, let's get right into it. Why is Spanish so hard to understand? Well, first off, I don't know if people know, but Spanish is the second fastest language in the world behind Japanese. So for us, and this is a very good conversation that I have with people that speak Spanish, you know, I'm like, yo, y'all talk so fast. So it's extremely hard, especially depending on the dialect of the person, to kind of grasp some things, right? But it's extremely, extremely fast. It's one of the fastest languages in the world. So that is why it's kind of hard to understand. Now, the beautiful thing is once you wrap your head around this, is that it's one of the fastest, but also the rules are set, right? The rules don't change. Where of course a language like English, there's so many different rules. It's so hard to kind of grasp certain things because there's so many different ways to say certain things. Where once you learn it in Spanish, typically you know how to say it, and it's not a whole lot of ways to say particular phrases. So once you get that in your mind, it kind of gets a little easier. But it's just so fast. It's too fast to understand sometimes for some people to really catch up. So it's one of those languages that you definitely have to have a lot of input. You got to bring in a lot of input to really understand. And this is one of the main reasons why people tell you to learn a certain dialect, because depending on the dialect, the rhythm is totally different. And that can throw you off as well too. So if you know that you're around a lot of Dominicans, it's probably best that you learn, the Dominican flow, the Dominican rhythm, and you listen to a lot of, Dominicans speak. There's plenty of YouTube channels out here that you can follow. If it's Puerto Rican, there's plenty of Puerto Rican channels that you can follow, as well. But you want to make sure that you're bringing that input, because one thing that I learned that's totally different. You can sit in a classroom, you can learn Spanish, and then get out here in these streets and talk to some native Spanish speaker. And it's like, you don't know nothing. You can't understand nothing. You don't know nothing because typically teachers don't speak the way they speak out in the street. Or let me change that. Teachers don't speak at the same speed. They know you're learning, so they tend to slow it down some. And then you get out in the street and you're talking to someone like, oh, habla español, sí, okay, sí. And you like, whoa, I'm learning, bro, chill. I'm learning, bro, I'm learning, you know. and, and so it could be real intimidating and real tough, for you. But that's one of the main reasons why it's extremely hard to understand. So input, I honestly think that you need a lot of input. You probably need more input than you need to speak. Or maybe that's just me. Leave me a comment below. I definitely spend way more time on my input in Spanish than I do actually speaking. And it's because that is for me, that has been the hardest part of my fluency journey, is really being able to grasp certain dialects, to be super comfortable, right? It's not even about the speaking for me anymore. And I'll be honest, like I'm getting to that point where I don't sit down and study. I think I've said this before. I don't sit down and study grammar. It's more about me expanding my listening to be able to respond and communicate better in that aspect for me now. So, hey man, that's one of the reasons why it's extremely hard to understand. So, what you need to do, you just got to keep listening. And I promise you, at some point, it seems like it just slows down. I can't explain it, and maybe if someone that can chime in, I can't explain it. It just, as I continue to listen, it starts slowing down, starts slowing down, starts slowing down. Because for me, it was like when I first started kind of getting it, it was like I could understand a couple words in a sentence, right? To comprehend what they were saying. I didn't know it fully, but it's like, oh, I know what you're kind of talking about. To where it gets better, it gets better, and it gets better. So, hey man, that's why it's hard. But that's why we're here to learn, man. Don't forget, you can always hit me up, ask at gentlemanscouncil.com. If you want me to help you sit down and figure out a plan, right, to get you on your Spanish journey or to improve your Spanish, hit me up. If you want to speak, I practice speaking with multiple people. I don't care who you are. I don't care what level you're on. I will practice with you. You can practice with the group, however you feel comfortable, because this is an easy way for me to continue my journey and continue to get better. Because, yes, no matter what level you're on, it still helps me out. I'm just throwing it out there. But we also do groups and we practice together. Hey, man, like I said, I'm talking about this all year. I have been talking about this now for 8 months. Spanish, Spanish, Spanish. I'm getting better. Also, man, I'm gonna talk about my wife is actually Puerto Rican, right? But she don't help me. She don't help me learn Spanish. I think that's a video for another topic because I'm pretty sure it may be some other people out there like me that people would think would have learned Spanish, you know, hands down whenever ago, right? But my spouse, she don't speak Spanish to me. She speaks it to her family. I have to like force her to speak it to me. I'm gonna make a video about that. Until next time, y'all. Peace.